The Cliffy Miller Yard will look forward to a busy day on Friday, and I'll be chatting to Nick Paddock about the horses that will be stepping out. 2 runners start the yard off in race 1. Palancar, he was so stiff on local debut last time out, and you've got to feel there was a touch unlucky, and he has a chance at going one better on Friday. He'll be joined by Pilgrim. Now, this fellow also made his local debut last time out, and he showed very good improvement.
Yeah, Pilgrim really improved. I know he ran 7 out of 7, but he improved those 14 lengths into, he got beaten by 4.5 lengths. I was a little bit, to say disappointed, because I expected him to go very close, and he got his blood work back after the run, and it was diabolical. I was surprised he only got beaten 4 lengths. There was really bad blood, and we've sorted that out, and we've gone through all the precautions with him, and it just seems that his work at home is also starting to produce a little bit better. His work on Tuesday was out the top draw. He's definitely also you'd have to throw into quartets from a fair enough draw with bottom weight, so he's definitely also to keep an eye on for quartets at a big price. Palancar, he had no clue what he was doing on the poly last time. He went a touch wide, and he shirked away from the stick, and he did just about everything wrong, and he still got beaten at short head. We've put the blinkers on him, which I think Marco came back and said next time get the scoops on him, it'd probably suit him a whole lot better. I think he's I know he has to give weight away to the whole field, but he's a big boy, he's a strong boy, and I think he's up to the task, and he should take a lot of beating.
Moving to race 2, White Waters. We're in her box this morning. Now, she'll be making her local debut, and she relocates from the Western Cape.
Yeah, lovely filly, really nice filly, and she's doing everything right at the moment at home. And again, a competitive field where she gives weight away, but as you can see behind me, she's a really big, strong girl. I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue. Her form before moving to Durban and back to Cape Town, the form previous was really strong. And if you look at that, she should be hard to beat here. But I'm hoping she bounces back to her old form. I know she's coming off a bit of a rest. Don't think she should need it, and I'm expecting a very good run from her.
Veno Rioa will be in action in race 3. Now, things did not go to plan last time out, and she really over-raced very badly. And if she can settle and reproduce a run like her penultimate start, we'll see a lot better from her.
Yeah, there was a bit of a mishap in this last start. She came out, I thought the blinkers was just going to try and get her into the race, and she gripped it, and she went off, and she clamped one side of the bit, and she was just uncontrollable. I think she was about 15 lengths cleared one stage. I still had a joke with Cliffy that we might have to put her back in a 5. But back to the mile, I think with the draw won't play too much of a part here. Over 7 out of 7, it's not horrible. We put the claim 4 on. The kid's really riding well at the moment, and he drives a hell of a lot of work by us, so we'll be throwing him a 1 or 2 rides in the near future as well. And 49.5 in an open maiden has to bring it into the equation. Very shallow field, and with all due respect. And so the type of filly at a big price, you can definitely run into trifectas, and she might even be a nice swing in the exact horse.
Vhan's Queen is next up in race 5. Now, Nick, her program hasn't been the smoothest, and she possibly still even needed that last run.
Yeah, if there's one filly that's unlucky in this yard, it's definitely her. We get a nice program set out for her, and there always seems to be a mishap here and there. And she was also a filly. Last time she ran in middle stakes, and she had that 3 kilo sex allowance. She ran with like a net 84, I think it was, and it still didn't help her. And, she was there and thereabouts in a fair run without really troubling the guys up in the lead. She's probably about 6-7 pounds too high at this stage still, I think, and she probably will enjoy a rating drop, and hopefully it comes soon. She'll probably also enjoy a claim quite soon, but I'm hoping just this run to bring her along, and hopefully her rating can drop.
Warlord will be in action next in race 7. Now, this fellow has met some decent sorts in his last 2 starts, and coming in with no weight to shoulder, he really looks a runner of interest.
The opposite to Vhan, his prep has gone beautifully. He's improved in every start. He's come along perfectly, and his last run I thought was out the top draw. I expected quite a nice run, but you can't. He was 8. I think it was 4 kilos out of the weight. He was 8 pounds out, and from 12 out of 13. I didn't really think he could go that close, but he ran an absolute cracker. And this race came up, and we started smiling. We said just came at the right time. He's doing so well at home. And at 6-1, I think he's probably a little bit overpriced. He's certainly worth a few rand on him, and he's just come along the right way. He's still slung in at the weights. If you look at his last run, he ran to close to a 58. I think he'll be right on top of them, and I think he's one of the horses to get to there.
Some nice feedback there for Warlord. Now, the yard will close in race 8 with the 2 runners. Silver Tycoon, always about the action. So I know 1200 might be shot, but you've got to respect him in the form that he's holding at the moment. And he'll be joined by Mighty Mac, who showed fantastic improvement from first local run to second.
Yeah, Silver Tycoon's been doing well at home, since he just seems to be rejuvenated as an 8-year-old, and he's doing really well. Drop back to a 12, I don't think it's too much of an issue for him. We freshen him up at home. He does show fair gate speed. I thought he was a very unlucky loser last time from that draw and had to do a hell of a lot of work, and to go down that half a length. He meets Tantamana on better terms this time around, and I think he should be a definite runner, over the 12. He has to be included. He's so honest at this stage.
Yeah.
Mighty Mac, he's also been a bit unlucky his first 2 starts. He jumped slow his first run. His second start, also one of those the groupings of horses that really ran badly at those 2 meetings. So he jumped out and he went straight left, I think, and he did everything wrong. And he got beaten a handful of lengths or so, but he's doing really well. He's a much better horse than that. And he's coming along. He's getting better with each run. He's starting to get that a little bit fitter every start. And I think he's a dark horse here, and I wouldn't be leaving him out of pick 6. I really wouldn't. He's doing really well. He's looking good. He's in a good space. I think at a big price, he might be the upset in the last.
Well, there you've heard it. You don't want to fall out the pick 6 in the last leg. Include Mighty Mac and look for a great run from his stable companion, Silver Tycoon, as well.